This week's gospel is one of the most famous encounters with the risen Jesus that we have in the gospels. This story of the road to Emmaus. These two disciples are heading to Emmaus, the opposite direction of Jerusalem. We don't know why they're going there. They're going on with their lives after Good Friday, and Jesus shows up. They don't recognize him, and he walks along with them. And there's so much that we could unpack in this gospel. But what I think is most interesting for us perhaps today is this is a key to getting more out of Mass, recognizing what happens on this road to Emmaus, because what happens on that road happens at every Mass, right? Jesus comes alongside these guys, and he invites them to open up their hearts and their lives, right? What's going on? What are you discussing as you're walking along the way? We sort of do this in the introductory rites to Mass, right? We begin by recognizing our sinfulness and maybe our frustrations with ourselves and our failures and ways that we fall short and all that sort of stuff, right? So Jesus asks us, what's going on? What's going on in your heart? And we can choose to engage in that or we can choose not to. And then, just like on the road to Emmaus, Jesus unpacks the scriptures for us. We have the word read to us and explained to us in the homily. God speaks directly to us, right? And these guys on this road at the end of this passage talk about weren't our hearts burning within us as he unpacked the scriptures for us. Right, but notice Jesus doesn't just do the greatest Bible study in human history by unpacking the scriptures for them. He then sits down with them, takes bread, blesses it, breaks it, gives it to them. He celebrates the Eucharist with them, and then he vanishes from their sight because he's present with them in the host at that point, right? He's still present with them there. Same thing happens at Mass again. Jesus himself, through his priest, takes bread, blesses it, breaks it, gives it to us, gives himself to us in the Eucharist. And so this experience of Mass, it can result in our hearts burning within us, or we could be hard-hearted disciples who are like, I don't want to share with you what's going on in my heart. I don't want to share what we've been talking about along the way. I don't want to hear what you have to say about the scriptures. I don't want to receive you in the Eucharist. So we can be one of those two things there. So I think the story is interesting for us to think about, how do I approach Mass? How do I get more out of Mass? Maybe if I change the way that I approach it, if I approach it like these disciples along the way who are open to what's going on, or I could approach it as a disciple with a hardened heart. Hopefully, you'll choose the first.